Hello, my pleasure to be here with you today for this VSAC Virtual Career Connect. My name is Todd Menees, and I'm a Vermont licensed professional engineer in the Vermont DEC River Management Program. An engineering degree is a professional degree like an accountant, lawyer, or doctor who can get a professional degree and go on to get a professional license and earn a higher salary, if you so choose a higher salary. Many professionals accept smaller salaries for altruistic reasons that I'll discuss today. Engineers help people to identify problems and find good solutions using science, math, and technology. I've had a fun and rewarding 35-year engineering career as a civil engineer, then as an environmental engineer, and now as a water resources engineer. I started in 1985 working for Kellington and then commercial consulting engineering companies, and now in the State Rivers program. I greatly enjoy when a project design goes into construction and watching the progress as the construction moves forward to a successful completion. Later, when I'm driving around on a weekend, I see old projects, and I'm very happy to see people enjoying these successful projects. My most rewarding part of my job is protecting our streams and rivers so they look natural, like this. But Vermont has roads and culverts and bridges that can be damaged in a flood. My favorite thing about my job is solving problems for our communities, and this means that I can positively touch more lives in my job than in previous jobs I mentioned earlier. This example image after Irene reconstruction shows the Medway Bridge in Mendon that was rebuilt to current design standards. The new bridge waterway opening is now wider, and the deck was raised higher to pass more floodwater earlier in a storm to reduce local flood damage. Look at this landscape diagram and think, where do I live and play in my watershed? My wife Kate and I live up in the Highlands up in the top right of the image. My typical day is spent outdoors in towns across Vermont looking at rivers and roads in many landscape locations. Our rivers and roads can be in conflict in the upland headwaters, midland foothills, and lowland valley bottoms in the watershed. Unfortunately, we see the damage everywhere in the landscape occurring throughout the watershed, and 4 times in my life I've seen the first town bridge that we crossed to get to work flooded and damaged and repaired. This is the first town bridge in Plymouth that Kate and I crossed to get to work and play, and I've seen this flooded 4 times in my life and damaged and repaired. I know this will happen again and cost more money and heartache in town. This is the sustainability diagram. Our Vermont Rivers program goals are to result in sustainable projects for win-win-win solutions here in the middle gray overlap area of the diagram. Altruism is the unselfish concern for other people, doing things simply out of a desire to help, not because you feel obligated to out of duty, loyalty, money, or religious reasons. Every day, life is filled with small acts of altruism, from holding the door open for strangers to giving money to the homeless. I could make more money on the consulting side, but my state job provides me with more satisfaction in helping Vermonters be more flood resilient with sustainable project outcomes that I'll show you today. Work with rivers. Don't fight the power of water. You will lose. Our Rivers program goal for protecting streams and rivers are altruistic goals like holding the door open for strangers. How can I help communities be more flood resilient? I've seen many old culverts like this that were not properly sized nor installed correctly and need to be fixed. Aquatic and terrestrial wildlife don't like this culvert perched high above the stream bed. Deer, bear, raccoon, and other wildlife will not even try to go through this going upstream, and so they cross over the road and are a public safety hazard. I see good sights, and I'm very pleased that this recent culvert installation did indeed go very well. Aquatic and terrestrial wildlife do travel through this culvert. Deer, bear, raccoon, and other wildlife will not go over the road, but through this properly sized and installed culvert, which reduces a public safety hazard for the traveling community. I'm indirectly holding the door open for strangers in my job. I love doing dam removal projects. This photo shows the Bagatelle Dam removal before removal of the old ice pond dam that was used historically for ice harvesting before electric refrigeration arrived in the 1920s. The river left line of removal and river right line of removal are in red. The small opening at the bottom released low flows, and the notch at the top released flood flows. After completion, the Bagatelle Dam removal is an example of my most fun and favorite job duty, to work on dam removal projects for community flood resilience. Historic preservation is important for our civilization and community understanding of where we've been as a society. The Historic Preservation Report is kept in the Town Historical Society office building, and dam remnants are left in place so folks can read about the history and see where it was and what it had looked like. Why remove an old dam, you ask? Well, many old dams on streams and rivers in Vermont no longer serve a useful purpose and cause many bad environmental, social, and economic problems. Think that they increase flood damage, for example. Removing these defunct dams solves many adverse environmental, social, and economic problems and are win-win-win solutions for all of us. Why remove an old dam, you ask? Many old dams. The dam removal restores floodplains, wetlands, and both aquatic and terrestrial habitat. The dam removal also improves water quality, the natural stream balance, and recreational opportunities for the community. Think better swimming, fishing, tubing, wading, kayaking, etc. You can hit the pause button and read these many benefits. The dam that impounded this brook for the old Norwich water supply was abandoned in the early 1980s and continued to cause flooding and increased bank erosion and flood damage in the community. The old dam was causing community problems and money, but no longer provided any benefits for the town folks. We've had many useless dams removed in Vermont since 2004. I'm currently working on this draft map of dam removals for our Rivers Program public education and outreach effort to promote dam removals. I'm a people person, and public education is one of my fun job duties. I love teaching because I always learn something in my teaching opportunities. You all are teachers with your family, friends, schoolmates, and yes, with your teachers in school. They love teaching because they too learn things from you. The old Norwich Reservoir Dam trapped sediments over time and had grown into a lush wetland and stream complex. Some of the many goals were to restore the floodplains, storage for public safety, restore the wetlands on the new floodplain, and restore habitat. In 2020, 3 years after the dam removal and site restoration, the valley floor in the stream looks more natural, called an aesthetic improvement. The local school kids and parents have oohed and ahed seeing this, and the Town Historical Society and residents are very pleased with the outcome. Dam removal projects are an instant gratification on completion for many of us in Vermont because they look great and provide recreational opportunities and protect public safety and reduce flood damage repair costs. I've listed careers in water resources in many of the Watershed Management Division jobs from our website. You might consider some of these as potential jobs for your future careers. I'd be happy to speak with you about these jobs and what may be a good fit for you to explore for a career in our next question and answer session. My great pleasure to be here with you today for this VSAC Virtual Career Connect session. Many thanks for the opportunity to share my fun job with you. Yes, you are allowed to have fun at work. Volunteer and find something you love and follow your passion into school and work.